I've received multiple death threats over the last 2 years because of my defense of law enforcement. People don't like when I humanize the badge, and they call me an ACAB throughout many of my videos. One of the many ways that I've defended law enforcement over the years is trying to knock down the theory that there is some blue wall of silence and that police are not held accountable for their actions. But boy, was I wrong. Good morning, and welcome to Morning Misfit Musings with Kylie, also known as MMMK. Video that I posted about correctional officers lying to get out of taking the vaccine has ruffled quite a few feathers. Apparently making a video saying that some individuals have done a certain thing at some churches without naming names or pointing out anybody in particular is apparently violating confidentiality. Now I know why that video was shared so much, and I made more money off that video than I typically make on other videos, so thank you, ladies. And since y'all are still all up in my business, even though I'm not in your precious little group anymore, I want to share something with you. That video was not about vaccines, and if that's all you took from it, you might want to go watch it again. Was I obnoxious? Absolutely. I was obnoxious as hell, because this is TikTok, and that's how you get attention, is by being obnoxious. Furthermore, the video was about lying, and how as sworn officials, corrections officers should not be lying. Period. And what's amazing to me is that even though no names were shared, the name of the group was not shared because, FYI, even though this was posted in the group, it was shut down pretty hard, so I didn't say a darn thing until my husband came home from work with the same information. That's when I shared it. So I didn't share shit from your precious group. I also didn't include names of individuals who said they were going to do this. I also didn't include names of churches that said that they would be willing to do this. So, yeah, your information is still confidential. Although, I mean, I could share it if I wanted to, but I don't believe in putting law enforcement families at unnecessary risk. But you think by sharing this information in general, I'm putting law enforcement at risk. But I'm here to tell you that I've actually received many comments and messages over the years stating that my transparency about law enforcement is one of the things that helped change someone's mind. People who were formerly strongly ACAB see that there are people on the inside that do think some changes need to be made, and they're suddenly much more hopeful and open-minded towards law enforcement. So you're welcome. You're welcome for putting my face out there on a regular basis to defend officers. You're welcome for putting my own life at risk and putting my family in jeopardy to try and fight the good fight for you while you hide behind your keyboard and you hide behind your anonymity. Furthermore, let me just say, y'all are toxic as shit. I used to be super gung-ho, like Blue Lives Matter, man. I was like, whew. Honestly, I was kind of toxic myself because I thought law enforcement can do no wrong. They are perfect. They protect us. They are selfless. Like, yes. And then my husband joined law enforcement. And I continued to believe that. I might have had like a shred of doubt at some of the things that he's seen at work, but for the most part, I still believe that. And then I joined your little group. And I saw the lack of accountability. And I saw the fact that so many of you thought you could do whatever the fuck you want, and there should be no consequence whatsoever. I saw women talking about their husbands beating them, and people saying, well, don't tell anybody, because that could cause the shit to hit the fan. Like, let's get you safe, but don't tell anybody. What? And then we had all the riots last year after George Floyd's horrible death. And we had all of you crying, whining, and complaining about how unsafe you felt, about how you had to worry about riots and keeping your kids safe, and people are hunting down law enforcement officers, and it's just not fair because we don't do anything but try to serve the community. But you have the balls to lie about something. You want to be dishonest, and America is supposed to still respect you and love you after you've been dishonest? So when I can hear a riot a few blocks away from my house, and I'm holding my children close, and I'm double and triple checking and making sure that my handgun is loaded and ready to go in case they realize who lives here and they come bursting down our door, when that's a worry of mine, and I know some of you have had that worry as well, that's what I want you to think about. Well, they should love us, even though we lie to them, and even though we think we're better than them. They should love us anyways. They shouldn't be upset or mad at us at all. That's toxic as fuck. And I'm going to keep talking about it because that's how it gets fixed. We have to hold each other accountable, because if we don't hold each other accountable, America's going to hold us accountable. And it's not going to be very pretty when they do it. So no, these videos are not putting people in jeopardy. My comment section and my inbox speak very differently. These kind of videos are exactly what are helping law enforcement, by calling out your toxic asses and trying to get you guys out. Also, for the record, the owner of that group, I find it quite amusing that when I talked about lying about vaccines initially, that conversation was shut down hard. That post was deleted. The woman who posted was actually upset that her post was deleted and thought I deleted it. But I don't have any kind of admin privileges in that group. The owner shut that conversation down, or one of her admins did. I'm sure she knew about it though, because they agreed that lying and encouraging officers to be dishonest is wrong. But for some reason, when I say it's wrong, suddenly it's, I can't pick sides. From the owner. I can't pick sides. I can't say whether you're right or whether they're right. I need to be Miss Wishy-Washy because I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Newsflash to all of you who said you feel unsafe. You don't feel unsafe. You're just uncomfortable that somebody called you out for your flawed character. If you felt unsafe, you wouldn't be commenting all over my video and putting yourself out there and throwing yourself under the bus and making it very clear who you are. When I kept that video completely anonymous and I didn't tell anybody who you guys were. But now you're all up in the comments letting everybody know who you are. So clearly you don't feel unsafe. So do better. You're called to a higher standard as a law enforcement wife, and you make all of us look bad when you lie for personal gain. And to everyone that said, who determines what's right and wrong? I'm pretty sure if your husband lied to you, you'd be pretty pissed off and say that it was wrong. But for some reason, it's okay for him to lie to other people. No. Dishonesty, not okay. Lying, never okay. And it's extra not okay when you are in law enforcement, or as that video noted, you're a part of the clergy. And it has nothing to fucking do with vaccines. Okay?